Ah. Yay, we're here for our Game of the Shitty Year picks.
Some people's PS5s are leaving them a little PS'd off.
Sorry, I'm just waiting for my pizza to be delivered. On tonight's Hack the Dino.
We're here. Hello, everyone. Ben, are you going to talk? Welcome to our extreme lockdown version of Hack the Dino. For those who don't know, Adelaide is extremely locked down at the moment, more than any state has ever been in Australia at the moment. But it was all fake. I heard it was because of fake ballot votes. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good night. Oh. Yeah, wait. No. It is my fault. Wait up.
Dan, what are you doing?
Oh, they're back.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Can we hear us now?
One of my scenes didn't have the desktop audio in it. I apologize.
Oh, good. Anyway, as I was
Hearing
saying,
Dan's muffled little keyboard noises.
it's such a pity that the listeners didn't hear that amazing intro. It was probably the greatest one I've ever done, wouldn't you say, Brady?
I thought it was incredibly racist. I thought it was absolutely horrendous. The worst intro I've ever heard in my life.
Dan, what do you think about my viewpoints?
I thought they were thought-worthy, and everyone's cancelling me already in the chat.
Oh, no.
We apologize.
So, if you just like audio, you can head on over to Spotify or on iTunes or on Stitcher or any of the podcast devices. Hit up Hack the Dino, be there, and be sure there to leave a review and everything else.
Man, that threw you, hey?
It did so much.
Do
Catch us over on
It threw
Hack
me.
the Dino on Instagram and on Facebook and on twitch.tv/HackTheDino or over on youtube.com/HackTheDino. Now, Dan, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I apologize to everyone. As I said, I didn't usually do the keys. I had to hodgepodge this look up in 10 seconds. And yeah, that little scene. So there might be some other little treats throughout the night. So
Treats.
Stay tuned for some hilarity ensues.
Well,
I'm
do you know what
assuming
else?
that means that Dan hasn't put the desktop audio into any of the other scenes either. So every time we cut to something else, it's just no audio.
Just silence.
I assume that I have, but we'll tell that. Hello, chat. My beautiful chat's out there. We already have a bunch of people in the chat. Floppy's in the chat. Is Floppy in the chat?
Floppy's in the chat.
Floppy's in the chat. As Hack the Dino.
Yeah.
And so am I. And so is Dan. And so is Ben.
No, I'm there as myself.
Yeah.
Ah, there you go.
I'm an individual. Big announcement to make right now. I would like to let everyone know, if you haven't been paying attention over on Instagram or over on our Facebook or Twitter, just search Hack the Dino. We have announced the opening of our viewer-voted end-of-year awards, the Goatsies, the Game of the Shitty Year Award, the Goatsy, the Hack the Dino Goatsy Award. So if you want to vote in the Hack the Dino Goatsy Award, head on over to bit.ly/HackTheDino2020. And
Goatsy.
you could be responsible for your favorite games winning a Goatsy Award. That's Game of the Shitty Year.
There he is.
Townsy, you like that? Goatsy? Is anyone relevant to Goatsy? I've got an ASCII version of it if anyone needs
No, moving along. Hey, Brayden, what did you get last week?
Oh, I got one of these bad boys. It's a controller.
Oh, does it work with anything?
Oh, it works with this thing. It's right next to my PC tower. It's actually too big and heavy to move over to the camera.
It's a beautiful taco shell, isn't it?
Moving on.
Where's yours,
Oh.
Dan? Brayden and I have our controller. Where's yours, Dan?
In
Hmm.
the post.
Anyway, yes, Brayden and I did manage to get ourselves launch PS5s, and I just thought
And
we'd spend
floppy.
a little bit of time. But he hasn't got that yet.
Oh.
No, he hasn't got launched yet. He gets his at some point.
Yeah. I thought we'd go through our initial thoughts, and I took down notes as I was booting mine up and transferring everything over. So my TV is an LCD TV from about 8-10 years ago, so it's quite old. Even on that, it looks great. It loads super fast, looks fantastic. The DualSense controller, which I don't personally feel it's as good as the Nintendo Switch ones, not as accurate, but it's still fantastic. I think it looks great in the cabinet. I've had to lay it down, but it looks like a giant white taco. And I just love how ugly it is. I love big ugly consoles.
Whoa!
Wow.
We'll be right back. We'll be right back after this.
An Avcon Game Boy.
No. So, is this the official PS5 discussion we're in now? We reckon?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah, cool. All right, I'll
Did you have an overlay? Oh no, you're just going
I'll
to
get some videos up.
Okay.
I get some stuff up in the background. Yeah,
Now we've heard it a lot before. This is a really big boy, isn't it, Brayden?
it is. I'm kind of considering unplugging the power cable so that I can try and hold it on the screen so you can have a visual.
Give it a go. I'll just go through the
All right,
setup
cool.
process while you're doing that. So it's extremely easy to set up. Am I being heard, Dan? Just checking because we've changed things.
Yeah, there.
Okay, it's extremely easy to set up. So you literally plug it in and it's confirm this, confirm this, confirm this. I do, however, recommend if you do manage to get one, logging into your PS app beforehand, just so you can remember your PlayStation password. Because if you forget it too many times in a row, you get locked out and it's a real pain in the butt to reset that password, as our friends over at Weird Robots let me know.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Are you
that
lifting
is-
it up, Brayden?
There we go.
It's a big one.
That's how big it is.
I'm just testing my emotes. I mean, that's amazing. I don't have any pictures big enough to show it. That
Absolutely.
is pretty big, eh?
It is. It's
Unit.
easily almost double the size of a PS4.
Did you see that article that I put up to you guys about like how people have been getting the digital the disc versions in their digital version only boxes?
Yeah, I was
that's
confused by that.
bonkers.
Is that like
Apparently
just a
there's been,
mistake?
like- Yeah, apparently they've just been putting the wrong ones in, so they've been getting and it's been happening. There's been more than one report kind of thing.
Wow, that's yeah. See, when I first saw that without reading it, because that's what I do, I look at headlines and don't read them. As is evident during the week.
Sounds like a good writer.
Good researcher. I thought it was like people took apart like the digital, and it was just like the normal one, but they just blocked off the disk drive.
Oh,
And I thought, oh wow, that's a cool story. And then I actually read it and went, oh yeah, all right, it's just a mistake.
that'd be bonkers design choice.
How long did it take you to transfer your PS4 stuff across, Braden?
I actually did mine a weird way. So, because I went and traded my PS4 in towards the PS5, what I actually did beforehand was I utilized the PlayStation Plus being able to upload to the cloud.
Yep.
And I actually just uploaded all of my save data, all of my stuff, all onto the cloud, and then just wiped my entire PS4, went and traded it in. When I got my PS5, I haven't even actually like gone to play any of my other games yet because I've just been playing 2 games so far. But yeah, it's super easy in that regard. Like, so long as you're a PlayStation Plus member, it's very easy.
Yeah, I mean, mine, I did on the same network. I kept my PS4 because I hoard things like that. And all it asked me was to turn my PS4 on and make sure they were on the same internet network.
Yeah.
And it just copied it straight across. Took about 10 minutes. You can choose what games you're bringing across, what saves you got coming across, because there's not a lot of room on there. I elected to delete a couple of things, but I did keep No Man's Sky because I wanted to play the PS5 upgrade, which I'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
But we will talk about some of the other games. majorly surprised by Astro's Playground, which you did a live stream of, Braden.
I did a little live stream on the Hack the Dino channel. You can watch it over on the YouTube now. And it's basically just like an hour and a half of me being like, oh, this is so cool. Because it's just filled with so much like nostalgia and references, and like it's just adorable, and like that's just like what is required for me to be excited about something. It needs to be adorable and filled with nostalgia of like my entire childhood. Ben's pointing at himself.
I'm trying to find it on the it's not on our webpage. Is it only on Twitch?
No, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it's on the YouTube channel. I put the whole thing up there so you can see me having a chat with Game Boy Dad at the start, just about like in general, and then you can see my like initial reactions as like the controller starts warming up and reacting and doing it all its haptic feedback and whatever. But it's super, super fun. I've been absolutely loving it. Ben, you were honestly like surprised at how good it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was going to be basically a tech demo, and what I got instead was like this Mario 64, very Nintendo-esque type game where you run around and collect assets of or artifacts from PlayStation's history, and you get little Easter eggs. Like, I just need Nintendo to do this. I just need Nintendo to steal this idea and to just do a Mario one or a Zelda one or something, because they're so good. So you're going around these 3D platforming courses. You come up against these artifacts. You find like the PS1, you find the PlayStation mouse, the old Boomerang 4 multiplayer connector, and that goes in your hub world afterwards.
How's they got footage at the moment of Braden playing it, and he's found Cloud Sword.
There's heaps of stuff like that in it. Like the first one I came across where I flipped out, like legitimately flipped out, was there was a Sam Porter Bridges little Astro robot sitting there cradling his little Astro BB.
He's got his like stacks of boxes on his back and everything. It's so funny.
It was great. And then later on in one of the later levels, there's a box just sitting in the middle of the level. And you go up to it and you hit it and it flips, and there's like a solid snake Astro bot in there. He comes out and looks his gun around, then he goes back underneath the box.
Yeah,
it's just playing.
All these little guys are in little cosplay of just all of these other PlayStation mascots and characters and stuff. It's so cool.
Is Cloud, are they just claiming Final Fantasy is PlayStation?
Well, it was a PS exclusive, so yeah, I guess.
Oh, it was? Back in the day?
There's a couple of ones where it's like that was a PlayStation exclusive to start with, or it was just a big deal like originally, and they somehow were fine with letting them have it. There's Resident Evil at one point and everything.
I'm sure Triple Indie in the chat knows the actual story. He seems to know everything about the stuff we don't.
Triple Indie is also saying that there was Nintendo Land.
Yeah, I said a good one.
Ooh,
no, I like Nintendo Land. It was great. It's just it's lost on that system, unfortunately. They're not going to port it over. But yeah, very, very, very impressed with Astro's Playground. And for a free built-in game, you couldn't ask for anything more. Now, I
got some questions. How long is it?
Braden?
I played it on stream very slowly for an hour or so, like an hour and a half, very slowly. So I'd say maybe like 50 minutes, what it should be. And then I played through it the following night, and I played through it for a couple hours, and then I 100% completed it.
Wow. First platinum.
Yeah, first platinum on the PS5.
Now, did you have to go back and get any things that you missed, or was it a pretty much one-shot playthrough?
I did have to go back to each level and like get stuff that I missed and everything. And then I actually managed to get a lot of the stuff myself, but the things that I was missing, I actually found that the PlayStation Plus hint thing that's in the UI, like in the cards for people who have watched the UI or people who have a PS5, when you hit the PS button when you're playing a game, it comes up with cards specific for that game. And one of the things in Astrobot is, hey, you're in this level right now. You can go ahead and like click this because it says that you're like 75% through the level. And even though I'd beaten some of the levels, it would say like 60%, 75% because I didn't get all the collectibles. You could go in and click it as a PlayStation Plus member. It can give you a little hint for one of the things you're missing. And I actually used that to 100% complete the game. And it was great.
Yeah, that reminds me, like Donkey Kong Country is the first game I remember doing that. where after you finish the level, if you got all the bonus levels, you got a little exclamation mark. And if you got the DK coin, you got the big DK symbol next to it as well. And that's how we used to do it back in the day before you were born, Braden.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, because they do 100% that, where once you have 100% completed a level, it comes up with a little, like, was it a little trophy or something? I can't remember. So many little references I absolutely love in Astrobot. It's just amazing.
Yeah, no, Nintendo, just please steal this. Then I tried out some of the other games that were available at launch. Now, everyone knows that I like Fortnite, even though I'm horrible at it. But yeah, this PlayStation 5 build, you notice the difference straight away. Besides the loading time, which is, I'd say, super fast. Like I was just trying to come up with a fraction, but I'm no good at fractions. But it is easily
Twice?
3 times the speed. Three
Three?
times. 3 times, maybe 4 times the speed. Booting up. It looks amazing. There's no I've forgotten what it's called. Ray tracing. Yeah, no popping. Oh, there's still some popping, but nowhere near as much as there used to be. Like you don't have these grey sludge buildings that pop in with their graphics as you get close to them. It is a lot smoother to play. It is the haptic triggers for different guns works. So the resistance for firing different guns is definitely there. So, for example, a sniper rifle, you have to really press down really hard on it in order for it to shoot. Whereas some of the little pistols and whatnot, you can just tap pretty easily.
That's cool.
They've remapped the buttons for you. So your basic remapping of the button mode is really good. So it's easier to build, which is good because I don't build because I'm bad at the game. And it's just a lot of fun and just looks really, really cool. Then I played Bug Snacks.
Oh, yes, I also checked out Bug Snacks.
What did you think of it first?
Well, I saw your notes, and I'm very interested to see how you got to there. But yeah, Bug Snacks was interesting.
Yeah.
I played like a couple hours of it just to like get into it a little bit, and then I was like, all right, I'm kind of done with this now. I'm gonna move on to Spider-Man. But
yeah,
what I played of it was fine. It was fun enough.
What do you
I
do?
found that some of the humor in it is hilarious. Ben, do you want to try and explain what this game is?
So you're a pocket monster, and you crash land on an island after you're missing your journalist friend. So you're trying to find him, and there's bits of little snacks running around, little bug snacks, and you take photos of them to record it in your Pokédex, like Pokemon Snap, and then you use a trap to catch them. And then you give them to people and parts of their body change. And you use those body changing parts in order to solve puzzles. So it's basically Pokemon Snap, but with more puzzles than what Pokemon Snap did.
Did Pokemon Snap have any puzzles?
Yeah. You had to throw your apple at something and then it got angry and blew up and gave you a new path.
Fair enough.
For example. So I played it for probably 40 minutes and was going, all right, yeah, this is cool. I set my trap, but then a flying bird bug snack stole it and started flying away with it.
What a wanker.
I didn't understand how to get the trap back off him, so he just kept flying above my head. It could just be me. It's me. But I didn't read it correctly. And yeah, I just couldn't understand how to get my trap back. And I tried for about 5 minutes trying to get it back. And I just went, nope, done. See you later. I will come back to you later. I've got much more exciting games to play.
It is absurdly easy to, like, once you go into your menu, it is absurdly easy to see where to get your trap back.
I think you just highlight it and press R2 or something, don't you?
Yeah, it is legitimately like.
Yeah, so I was thinking, I read that, it said, press R2 to recapture. And I just went, oh, well, I have to get near it and press it because that, to me, makes sense. You don't just call back something through the astral plane because that's not very logical. And then I remembered you just saw there a hamburger walking around on all fours. So logic maybe isn't the greatest thing in this game.
No, not at all. I don't think I'll play this. Like, it
hey,
goes against my morals of like.
If you get a PS5 before January, it's free for PlayStation Plus members still.
Yeah, but you won't, Dan. You won't.
Isn't it on just normal PlayStation as well?
Bug Snacks? No, it's a PS5 exclusive.
Why? It doesn't need to
be.
Good
question.
Because the operating power of Bug Snacks is too insurmountable for pity PlayStation 4 to handle.
Very clean textures.
Do you know what I really liked about it? Did you look down at all, Braden?
Oh, you could actually see your
pudgy
hands
little
and
belly.
your little feet and belly. Yeah.
Yeah, you look down and you see your belly. I really appreciate that because first-person shooters, you never see your body.
Yeah, you
But this
do.
you look
This day
down-
and age, you do.
Nope, only Bugsnax does it, Dan. It's official. Now, you got the Miles Morales Special Edition pack as well, didn't you, Braden?
I did.
You haven't actually played much of Miles yet?
I have not played any of Miles Morales because
Oh.
I am playing through the entirety of Spider-Man 2018 remastered from the PS4, which is freaking amazing. Still.
Really?
The remaster is excellent. Like playing it on like a 4K TV, like it just looks stunning. We were having a tiny chat before about the updated face model for good
Peter?
old Peter. And a lot of people on the internet very angry about that one, being like, "Oh, it's not my Peter," blah blah blah.
It's not my Peter.
It's not my Peter.
Hashtag not my Peter. People are stupid. Honest to God, he's like, it looks perfect. It looks so good.
It looks better than the original one.
Yeah, the original one, I always looked at it and thought, oh man, like Pete's in his 30s. And it's like, no, he's meant to be in his like early 20s.
Yep.
And now it's like, I look at him and I'm like, yeah, that's someone around my age bracket who like is just out of college and doing this stuff. He looks his age now.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I think they've got the facial capture a little bit better in the remastered version. Yeah, the Uncanny Valley isn't happening as much.
Not as
in
much,
that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
The cutscenes are stunning.
Yeah. Oh, marvelous. I haven't played much of remastered. I'm going to get back to it. I did play a little bit of Miles though. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to jump straight into Miles because I love Miles. It's gorgeous and it feels so damn good to be back in that world. It's the same map, which you'd expect because it's New York. But just the way they've introduced Miles' new powers and where it lifts off from the previous game. They explain why Peter isn't around very, very quickly.
He's dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, so it's not set in like Brooklyn or whatever, wherever Miles is from.
Yeah, that's primarily where it's set, but you can go all around New York. The same map.
So one thing to note, in this version of Spider-Man, Miles is in Harlem. He's not from Brooklyn.
Harlem.
That's right.
He's
He's
moved
into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, so is Harlem in it?
Yeah,
Harlem's the main section you go to.
Sick.
it is good. The Uncanny Valley with the facial features is still very strong in this game, though. I was speaking to Jazz. She was watching me play it, and the cutscenes came up, and she just said, "What is up with their cheekbones? Like the cheekbones weren't moving or moving too much for their face." And it's just a little bit of, and once again, the teeth in the eyes. You'll know, listeners to Hack the Dino will know that I've got a real thing about teeth and eyes in Uncanny Valley. But besides that, Spidey wears a mask most of the time, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, that old like can't be bothered drawing stuff like Spawn and all stuff like that. So they just throw the mask on them.
Rob Liefeld can't be bothered drawing feet. So
that's the funniest thing ever. I love that.
Yeah. Now, there is a part, you haven't played it yet, Braden, so you may not be aware of it, but Peter is in this game as in the form of a hologram that teaches Miles new techniques and sort of tutorials. And the whole thing is just Peter being a smart ass, making stupid remarks. And it's very much a quippy Spider-Man that I think was missing almost from the first game.
Good. Perfect.
Yeah, it's really good. They've handled that really, really well. And Peter made a whole computer thing.
Yeah, I love that. I got to say, going through and playing the remaster, especially playing it from the start again, I'm finding that he does have quite a lot of his quips, but then like it kind of gets overshadowed by how much of like the back half of the game is like such high stakes drama.
Yeah.
Like, so he goes from being quippy, young, fun Spider-Man, where he's doing his Spider Cop impression and like Yuri's like, oh God, like you're such a loser, but I have to put up with you and all of this stuff. But then, yeah, when he gets to later on, it's just like he's dealing with so much that he can't help but be worried all the time.
Yeah, and it would be kind of out of character for him to make a quip when the latter half of that game takes place.
Moving on.
Yeah. Dylan the Villain also said it's the same voice actor. It's all good.
Okay, good. I would like to bring one thing to the court's attention. No game isn't without its glitches, and Miles Morales is certainly up there, baby. There have been some awesome glitches that have been recovered. Dan, you got a couple of there for us?
I think I have. Is this one?
Now, the first one I've got there is
Her
the
head.
amazing, yeah, the clone heads. So it's just having a good old dance time
Look at
with the two-headed lady.
it's not two-headed. It's just her hair and the crown.
I don't know what's happening there, but
I love it.
yeah, Spidey's not impressed.
You got some other ones?
Yeah, I believe there's a good old spider brick, is there not? Now, this is a glitch where, I don't know, you collide with something at a certain point in the game, and the Miles Morales Spider-Man model gets swapped out with whatever you bump into. So you get footage of a brick swinging through New York with webs, just doing whatever a brick can. Now, this is anything that you bump into. So I've seen trash cans, I've seen pavement, to the point where you can have a bit of pavement land on a car and apprehend criminals. So as a pavement, you have to dodge out of the way of them firing at you. Part of me thinks that maybe this is not a glitch, but they put it in there on purpose because this is awesome.
Yeah, just to
This
make
is just a new fun power that Miles has.
quality
right.
quality internet content.
Well, he has camouflage, doesn't he? Maybe that's
Yeah.
his new camouflage power.
Or maybe this is Marvel Universe's way of introducing the new character, Brick.
Yeah,
The Brick.
the mighty brick. Speaking of bricks,
The-
no,
what,
no, we won't get to there yet.
what you mean my joke?
No, that's just how it lands like a brick. Street Fighter 5, I updated that and tried to play it. You can't log into online. So,
Why not?
I don't know. Obviously, they haven't got the infrastructure there, but you just can't log in. It does, again, load faster, performs faster, looks great, but you can't do online. So don't try and boot up Street Fighter 5 on your PS5 yet because they haven't got it compatible.
Fun. Also, just make sure, like, if you do, I'm sure they'll hopefully have these patched out, but there has been a lot of stuff going around the internet of all these different bugs and issues of things where it was
Yeah.
just breaking the SSD and stuff.
Bug snacks.
Ben's going to get to this now.
Yeah, well, we're going to jump into that now. Now, I was playing Miles Morales on my PS5, and during a cutscene, it just froze. And I just sort of went, oh, it froze, the voices stayed, and then it completely froze, and then it went black. Just completely hard reset itself. I had to go down and press the power button
Is this it?
to bring it back up. Then it came back up, and I got this message saying had to rebuild whatever.
Yeah, so the rebuild the hard drive thing, because I get that because I've got an external hard drive on my PS4, and when I like pull it out without doing it, it goes, I have to rebuild the hard drive now, and it takes a time. So this is kind of what it's doing.
Yeah, it's exactly that. So this has happened to me twice. The second time I didn't get this message.
What did you get? Just like, sorry,
I just
Sorry,
it just
wanker.
rebooted again. Yeah.
Just a big shrug emoji.
Ha ha, you've wasted $750. So of course we know that there's always going to be problems with launch consoles and everything, but this made me feel a big old bit of dread enter my heart. There's been no official word from Sony at this time, but they are aware of it. And I know Insomniac have said they're looking into it because I think Miles has been the game that it's primarily been crashing with. But I have heard reports of Dark Souls as well.
Oh, because I want
And
that.
apparently, because it's a solid state drive, it can brick your console if it happens too much. So as a result, I have not played Miles Morales since because I'm just going, I'll wait until they've got an update out.
Scaredy cat.
I was very glad that I'm playing through the remaster first because it also made me very worried.
You've had it happen to you once, didn't you, Braden?
Yes, I was playing Spider-Man Remastered and it got to the end of a cutscene and it just sort of stayed there for like 10 minutes on
Yeah.
the one frame. And I was just like, okay, gonna restart my console now.
Oh, and Spadoogly dude in the chat has said like it's especially
it.
bad considering the SSDs are like hard fitted into your system, so you can't even replace it.
Yeah, you have to have the whole console replaced.
Yeah,
Yuck.
you gotta send it off to your good old friends at Sony.
That seems like a massive faux pas, like having a hard drive that you just can't easily fix because it fucks up. Because hard drives fuck up all the time. Pardon my fuck French.
Braden, is there anything else you want to say about the PlayStation 5 before we move on?
I was gonna say, yeah, my one difference in experience between yourself and myself would be the TV. I got a 4K TV for it, and it is ungodly gorgeous. It is just phenomenal. If ever shops reopen where you can have like a TV stand with a demo of a PS5 or something, I don't know when the hell that would even happen. But if that does happen before you don't have a PS5, at least go check it out because it's stunning.
Yeah, I saw a 65-inch LG CX OLED that I reckon I might break
Hear
the
that?
bank for.
LG, hit us up.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I'm?
Send it our
LG.
way.
Our good friends at LG. We highly recommend LG and all their services and products, but I'd like to recommend them more if I only had a 65-inch CX.
Do you know what I'm gonna do?
What's that?
I'm just gonna play this game.
Is it? Is this the game that I had in the show rundown?
Yeah,
for you?
yeah. This is the
So,
the simulation of getting a PS5 and plugging it in for people who didn't get it.
yep, I
But
got
it's
this
so-
on purpose because I know Dan was feeling a little bit FOMO. So there you go, Dan. That's your unboxing. Get that out of here. This is a game you can play. This is by Alex Grand. You can look him up on Steam and up on YouTube as well. You can unbox your PlayStation 5, put it in, and pretend to play it, so you don't get missing out.
Did you watch all this though? It's hilarious. You have to like go get power cords and plug it in, and like it's full physics based. So look at it. So
Yeah,
if you look
great.
here, he's finally got it. Like look, he's finally got it going. Oh look, there's more stuff out that's been delivered. Gets it inside, and these like the controllers and stuff like that. But like when he finds the controllers, when he first starts to play the game, it's hilarious. It's just like he's gone through all this trouble to try and do it. And then, where is it?
Anyway, for podcast
the
listeners,
battery's low. So you have to charge the remote. And it's
it's
amazing.
great. That was for you, Dan. So PlayStation 5 wasn't the only console that launched last week. We also had Xbox releasing two of their consoles, most importantly, the Series X. Microsoft has come out and said that the Series X was the largest launch in Xbox history. However, shortly after that, some videos came out of the Series X smoking.
I'm trying to get to it.
So it was later revealed that it wasn't anything burning or a campfire being set in your Series X. It was people vaping into it. I don't quite know what they were trying to show off.
I know what they were. They were trying to get hits. And look
Yeah,
how many
okay.
people would have watched this. I mean, I watched it. Everyone
Yeah.
in the world would have watched this. It was just
Um,
purely just like tomfoolery, like pure idiocy.
Look at that cable setup that guy's had. I mean, I thought my place was bad, but bloody hell. Microsoft released a statement on it.
They
I don't know
did.
if we've got that there, Dan.
Oh.
But I really enjoyed what they let everyone know, their public service announcement.
The fact that they actually did an official response to this is classic.
It basically reads, I can't believe we have to say this, but please don't vape into your console. If you've got any problems, contact support.
What do you mean? Like, there we are. Please don't vape into it. It's gross.
Now, there have been some actual issues with the launch of the Series X. Some that I have here or managed to look into. Some consoles not accepting the disc at all, and others getting stuck halfway into the Series X, which in some cases is accompanied by an ominous clicking noise. Although there's some uncertainty as to whether this may actually be the fan.
It's probably just people that are throwing money and paper clips into their things to get another video.
Probably. Well, I did see one of a Series S user getting the same clicking sound.
Ooh.
So, I mean, I don't know if you've heard it, but look it up on YouTube. There is a definite, and it does sound like a fan thing.
I gotta say a really dumb joke. I only just thought of a joke for the vape bit.
Oh, good. It's always better after the fact and when you announce a joke's coming. So,
Are you
Brayden,
ready? Are you
Yep.
ready?
Yep.
I bet the vape flavor was Mountain Dew.
Ooh, yeah, that's.
Fuck off, Brayden.
I got a good.
Dan's got one now, everyone. Okay, sit back. Hold on to your butts.
What's
Get off,
mine?
Dan. Yeah,
This.
we can't see it.
Yeah, you're right. It's good. I just did some corn chips and drink emojis.
Oh, yes. I see it in the chat.
That's Hack the Dino. So if you like this sort of stuff, be sure to subscribe to Hack the Dino on Twitch and youtube.com/Hack the Dino.
This is a more casual episode than usual, just because it's lockdown. We're in our houses. I had to botch this up. I'm doing the keys. I'm doing all the videos. I'm not very good at it, so that's why I'm not talking as much. Braden still isn't talking much
Because I'm not used to talking much. I'm used to running
so
the
this
keys.
is basically
and
Ben
everything.
just holding the whole show together, and where the
Just
tiny bits of sticky tape and blue tack that is falling apart.
talking over the top like I do. Reports from the Xbox Australia page shortly after release, and also from the GameSpot page. Some people's consoles didn't work out of the box.
Jesus.
Like,
Yikes.
just didn't boot up.
Wow.
The Series X shuts down just like PS5 did and needs to be hard reset. So a lot of problems with launch consoles. But again, you're taking a gamble. As consoles become more and more like PCs, I think we're going to see more of this. And it's just something you're going to have to deal with. And hopefully, if it does break down, it does so within your warranty.
Yeah, like people just don't understand that these new consoles are basically just PCs now. Like,
Yeah.
they've got SSDs. They're you know, they've got ray tracing or whatever that shit's called. Like they've got graphics cards. They're basically just PCs now. Like,
Yeah. So what did you think of the launch overall? Like, who had the best launch? Was it a good launch overall, or was it a bit of a disaster?
as in who had the best launch?
Yeah, out of Series X and PS5.
None of them really had a good launch, hey. Like, and I think that's just like COVID just destroyed everything. Everything got destroyed. Then like I don't know. I think they both had terrible launches.
Why do you think they were terrible?
Well, in my opinion, is if you're bringing out a new console generation for the next 10 years or whatever, and you do it 1 month before Christmas, and then no one can buy them on Christmas that didn't get pre-orders, it's a bit of a faux pas. Like the fact that no one now, like, because my friends, you know, and we people that work at EB and JB and all those things. Apparently, like there's mums that's constantly on the phone going, "What do you mean you don't have a PlayStation 5? You've ruined my son's Christmas." And I'm like, I know that term gets thrown around a lot in the retail industry, but that actually is ruining Christmas. Like to not have consoles available for like Xbox and PlayStation for Christmas is ridiculous. The highest selling console this year is going to be the Switch, because they're going to have heaps for Christmas for people.
Just like I predicted. It was all Nintendo. Nintendo's responsible for the global bastard.
But as a console launch, it's ridiculous, because like me as a person who loves consoles, and I don't pre-order stuff. I don't have any. Like it didn't even happen for me, and I'm a person who loves it. But just because I don't want to pre-order, I miss out. Like and I'm not getting on my soapbox. Well, I am. But I'm saying as a launch, that to me is a failure. The fact that I can't go buy it, that's a terrible launch.
Floppy has said in the chat that both companies made around 4 times the amount of consoles as last generation. So they did, jump up and boost production.
That's a bit different then. I didn't know that. So it's just that maybe they did maybe their marketing works so good that it works so good. No, that can't be right, because lots of people I know don't have them. Like if they made 4 times as much, everyone should have one.
Well, how do you know that? Why would you say that?
Well, hardly anyone I know has got them apart from you guys.
Doc Strange here in the chat has also said gaming has had a massive boom recently. Yes,
True.
due to the ongoing global bastard, but also gaming now is at a point where it is more attractive to just your average person. You think back to the people who had PlayStation 2s and Xbox 360s, may have missed last gen or may have missed the last 2 gens, and now jumping on board and going, holy crap, this is what games are now. And it's much more in their forefront. We've had the boom of Marvel superhero movies, and now the games coming out as well means more people are cross-pollinating. I think this is the beginning of gaming just taking over everything. And you look at stuff like Cyberpunk 2077. They released a new trailer today, and it just looks amazing. Yeah.
Should we watch that?
We haven't, no, and we won't, because we got a big show ahead of us.
Oh.
But it's... yeah, I think it's just much more in the public culture now.
The Game Boy Dad in the chat has said as well, there's also the reseller problem, but people buying them all up and then reselling them and stuff, which is a total legitimate thing that people do now, which was never around really in the other console launches either, not on the scale that it is now. Like, And the fact that we're saying that consoles are a lot bigger now. Like they're bigger than films.
Yeah.
Like when you think about that, and people used to line up for films and all stuff like that, and now people just want the new console. And a console generation is a massive thing these days. It's like it's going to determine what I do for the next like 10 years. Everyone is going to determine. But the fact is, so yeah, maybe it's a hard one. Like as far as my personal console launch day, I think it was terrible because I don't have any. But the fact.
That's fair enough.
As in, like, yeah, but as an overall, if they sell 4 times as many as they ever have, that like no one would have picked that. Like, so I just find it weird that they didn't get on the ball quicker. Like, and the fact that now they've sold out the second batch, I missed out on that as well. Like, why? I don't know. Is it something to do with their China relationship at the moment, with all like chips, computer chips and stuff like that, and the shaky ground that the US is on with them and stuff like that? Like, or is it what?
I don't think that has anything to do with it, Dan.
You don't think? Yeah. Well, I'm just
Don't
asking.
No.
I'm not.
Brayden?
I'm not educated.
Brayden, what do you think of the launch?
I find it incredibly weird that when I walk past a EBs or a JBs, there is zero advertising for either of these consoles existing.
Yeah.
It's so weird to me. Like, because I just feel like whenever anything's been coming out, like there's posters everywhere, there's banners, there's TV ads everywhere. I've seen some TV ads for PS5, but like even that is like, there's nothing about it of like out now or coming soon or anything. It's really weird.
Yeah, there has been no marketing. There's nothing that says the buses, no bus stops. There's no like, how good is that? Actually, no, I did see one the other day, a billboard, and my wife pointed at it and laughed. What's PlayStation's logo? It's like their new like catchphrase.
Oh, their new logo, the new catchphrase was because last time was greatness awaits, and then
it's like
Power of Play.
Ha, suckers.
What is it?
Power of
suckers.
Play?
No, it's something like you can do anything or something like that. Like do anything, and like my wife pointed out and goes, ha, "You can't." Like, and like
play has no limits.
Play has no limits, and she goes, "Yeah, it does," because if you don't have it, it's got heaps of limits.
Yep. Do you know what has a limit or had a limit and is not hindered by those limits anymore?
What?
Because it's coming. Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
Ooh.
That's coming out. Now it was announced a couple of weeks ago now, but you haven't talked to us since then, so we'll talk about it now. It includes all 3 games, Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, as well as all 4 endings for Mass Effect 3. All DLC, better frame rate, and overhauls to shading, textures, and effects. Now, I've never played any Mass Effect games.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys if you've played. I had a massive conversation with a customer about Mass Effect the other day. Were you there, Braden, when Robert Bone came in? Yeah.
Yes, we were all
So he was saying, I didn't know about this because I never finished Mass Effect. I'm not going to say what happens at the end just in case someone hasn't finished it. That it doesn't matter.
It was all a dream.
No, they're like there's only like one kind of ending, and it doesn't matter. All your choices all get bottlenecked into the same ending anyway.
Is that the bad ending or the redo ending when everyone threw a tantrum?
The ending, so like there's no real spoilers to discuss with it, but the ending basically comes down to no matter what, you walk into a big room, and then depending on if you take the left path, the straight path, or the right path, those are your 3 options, and that's it.
Yeah, but
they added a 4th one.
But you're bottlenecked to that point where you're you can only pick those 3 options, no matter what you do in all 3 games.
Well, it just sounds like game design. Like, what do they think this is? There's not an infinite amount of space. Like the fact that you got 4 different choices.
The fact that like you just get to choose at the end, no matter what you've done. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't give you the ending that you've worked towards. You just get to a certain point and then just have to choose.
You know what? It's the journey that's more important, not the destination. So
people got blasted about it, so then they added a 4th.
Yeah, but people blast about everything. Like people are shitheads, and they need to just calm down and enjoy the game while you're playing it. You don't play the ending; you play the game leading up to it.
You've never played it, haven't you? So are you actually going to check this out?
Yeah, well, I played the first one for a little bit. I was a female shepherd, and I had a sexy time with a blue lady, and then I went, "Oh, I'm done." Not for me.
I was a female shepherd as well, and I played the whole game and couldn't work out how to sleep with anyone, so I cracked the shits and never played the second one. And then I'm like, you know what? I can sleep with girls in real life. I prefer that than not in video games.
Yeah, that'll learn it.
That'll learn it.
you know what else will help you sleep with girls in real life? Picking up Nintendo's latest release. That's right. Nintendo's jumped into the next gen console war and released this the day after the PlayStation 5. It's a
Wait up.
game. What?
Good lord.
What?
Oh, I thought you were trying to like hint me to do a. I'm trying to bring it up on the thing.
No, okay. No, I'm just trying to get the camera in because we're on quite a lag here, so I'm just making it up as I go along. Anyway, the Game & Watch came out. It's really cool. I haven't unwrapped mine yet because they've sealed it with stickers.
Ooh.
So obviously I kind of want to keep mine in mint. But it's all right. I saw a video from King Kaiju who showed me all about it, and you can still get to Minus World if you have it. So that's really, really cool.
What?
Speaking of scalpers, thanks very much. What Dan is showing now on the screen is that it's already been hacked. So people have already hacked it like a day after it was released, and then they're just putting any old NES and Super Nintendo game on there. You can just play any game you want on a screen about this big, smaller than your mobile.
I'd be watching this. Like, Nintendo are known to, sue people for weird stuff like this.
Yeah, well, purposely going in and altering their hardware and playing games that you haven't paid for.
Yeah, they
I
would
think
definitely be jumping on this in some regard.
But again, if you didn't get one of these pre-ordered, good luck. You're going to the scalpers.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Are these like legit? Like,
Yeah, that was sold out within half an hour of going up.
ooh, like my Ghostbusters creative car that I ordered and got. Thanks to you,
Yeah.
Ben.
You're welcome.
Yeah. No worries.
Yeah, so they were all sold out. So one of my pages on Facebook that I frequent to purchase stuff, someone foolishly put up that he had 4 of these. And he got flamed. All right, he was trying to sell them for $200 each. But he got absolutely lambasted for trying to scalp these things.
No
What a
way.
dingus.
What a
Speaking of dinguses, do you know who isn't a dingus?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. Yes.
It's a guess.
Kate Bishop, she had her very own war table. Good old Hawkeye's coming to Avengers. Now, this is after that company. I've forgotten them now. Square Enix. Announced that it was delayed indefinitely about a month ago. And it turns out indefinitely now just means we don't know.
Well, that's what indefinitely means.
Yeah. Back in my day, indefinitely mean we're not doing it anymore. But here it just means we don't have a specific time date. Anyway, this trailer was really, really cool. Besides the whole, jankiness of that whole game.
Oh.
But it deals with time travel. Kang the Conqueror, who's the villain for this little side quest, looks freaking amazing. Cooler than he ever looked in any of the comics.
Who does?
Yes, 100%, yes.
Oh, this is in the chat. Triple Lindy just mentioned that Nintendo shut down an online Smash Brothers tournament today because fans improved the online play netcode and they shut them down.
Yep, sounds like Nintendo.
What? That's rubbish. Anyway, sorry, Ben. What was the character you just said then?
Kang the Conqueror. If we go towards the end of this trailer, you'll see him. He's green and he's got Iron Man's armor and he's got Captain America's shield and he's got a robotic form of Mjolnir.
Oh.
It looks awesome. Like just really, really impressed.
That big is that a Sentinel? Wait, no,
that's Kang.
Was that him?
Yeah, it's Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, this is what this game needed. Like, I don't know. I didn't play it the whole way through, but you guys did. One of you did. Braden did, I assume. Are there
I
any
actually
big?
haven't finished it yet.
Are there any big set pieces in it? Like a giant Galactus or anything like that? Do you know what I mean? Like
nothing that. Oh, I mean, like
Modok's pretty big at the end.
Yeah.
Modok.
There's like big boss fights, but there's nothing like Galactus level or anything. Like one of the best set pieces in it. This isn't a huge spoiler because I'm not going to spoil the spoilery bit, but there's a level set piece which is entirely set on a space station, and it's so much fun. It's great. It's such a cool scene.
Is it all floaty?
Yeah, like there's all bits where like you're going through and it's fine, and then the space station gets absolutely like wrecked up a bit, and so suddenly the whole thing starts spinning and you're trying to get through and everything.
Yeah, that's what it needed. It needs more like ideas. Every level needed like its own schnick, which it didn't have. It was just a run to the end, slasher upper row, and then at the end you fight a tank. And I'm just so sick of fighting robots. Like robots, come on.
And again. And I mean, that's again with the problem with this game, with the post game, without any of this DLC coming out, you just fight the Abomination 20 times a day. So this DLC is free and it comes out on December 8th. And then we've got Hawkeye coming up afterwards. So I'm assuming all this character DLC all links together.
I can't believe I can't believe their second character they bring out is Hawkeye, and their first character they brought out was Hawkeye.
Yeah, well, it all ties in. And it looks like Hawkeye is going to be Hawkeye from Matt Fraction's run as well.
Hell yeah.
If we have Pizza Dog, I'll be a very happy man.
I just
Be
want
better.
they should have done like Hawkeyes as a pack. That should have been like the first one. If you like Guy Hawkeye, Fraction Hawkeye, Lady Hawkeye, I can't remember her name. Kate
Kind
Bishop.
of like in story wise, it's kind of like the two of them are together, like
And
in
the-
this first bit.
It's like I
This
said,
first
and they
chunk.
should have been coming hard and fast. That Kate Bishop should have been released 2 weeks after launch, and then a week every week they bring out 2 weeks they bring out new characters, or you unlock them. You don't have to bring them out; they're in the game already, and you just have to unlock them the further you go into it. All this waiting, and then just like it was just such a bare bones husk of a game, and I was so excited for it, and I really enjoyed it until I worked out that's all it was. And I was like, oh wait, there's no more characters. No, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't care.
Yeah. Now, I think a lot of people agree with you, Dan. We reported last show that the Avengers had gone down to 2,000 active players on the PC format. That has since gone down to 1,200, I read today.
Oh yeah. Oof. That's not even like that's like Hack the Dino numbers.
We wish. You see, that just points out the fact, like people are saying in the chat, like it just points out how games as a service doesn't work 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And when it comes down to it, they should be looking at their numbers that are playing it right now. They should be looking at how they apparently made a huge like financial loss on it and everything. And they should really try and readjust where they want to aim the rest of it for. I mean, now they've got to pull almost not quite a No Man's Sky, but with these like free DLCs that are coming out, they got to try and do something with it.
Yeah. Spadoogly dude in the chats, it's like just more evidence that games as a service is a dumb idea.
Now, I think it was also Triple Indy I was talking to over on Twitter, and he said that although those sales projections weren't met for the Avengers, Square Enix is known for doing stupidly high sales projections. So the fact that it failed that badly isn't, it's still bad, but it's not, the end of the world.
They can still save this game.
Of course,
like, they could just dump. Like
they're about to get another $30 out of me because I got to upgrade to the PS5.
They could dump.
Wait, what? You have to pay for it?
Yep.
Are you kidding?
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure there's legitimately you got to do a $30 upgrade.
Oh man, that's so much money as well. $7.95. I'd be like, okay, but
holy crap! But we talk about so No Man's Sky we brought up before. They brought out a free PS5 upgrade.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk are doing the same with a PS5 upgrade that's free.
Yeah.
And then
$30.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I'm gonna fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure when I was looking through the PS Store on the PlayStation 5, I was like, "Oh man, $30 upgrade." Oh,
yeah,
I'll double
that's
check.
rubbish. But they could save this game. They could drop 10 characters in one go and just go like, here is the Inhumans.
No, but even to the point where I don't even care if they use the same, I don't care if they use the same skill set. Like, if they play the exact same as another character with similar powers, so long as it's just a different character with a different voice and shit. Like, that's all I need. I need skins.
Yeah, I mean, they've got probably, is that 4 or 5 ways of playing kind of thing?
Yeah, big ways. Like, you've got your Iron Man type character, you've got your Miss Marvel type character, your Black Widow, your Thor.
As if they just didn't do, War Machine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As Iron Man War Machine, and then a bunch of iron suits.
Well, we still don't know when Spider-Man's coming to the PlayStation version, so you'd think that they'd announce that to keep people hooked in.
Well, they've got the swinging techniques going and stuff. So,
speaking of getting hooked in, do you know who really enjoys hooking in to the mainframe and surfing the worldwide website and selling heaps of really cool stuff so you can be as cool as them?
No.
Fine people and companies that support this podcast.
An Avcon Game Boy game where he created an original Game Boy looking game, actually put it on a physical cart, and you can play it within your game. Anyway, Dan, he's got a brand new game out now.
He has. Thank you very much to show sponsor Game Boy Games. You saw then you had a code that you could do to get 20% off, and the code is Hack the Dino. So thank you very much, Game Boy Games, Etsy store. So we got this is I'd like to thank the Patreons. I usually have a screen for this, but I didn't have time to make one. So thank you, Patreons. If you would like to support us over on Patreon, say you just walked into the chat tonight and you're like, oh, this seems okay. These guys are awesome. Maybe I'll give them some money, even though I don't know what they actually do. You can head over to Patreon, where you can get such benefits like you can get into our private Hack the Dino Discord. You can get added to our shout-out list down the bottom here of the screen. You can get a digital support badge drawn, which you can see up there that gets shown on everything. You can get an exclusive extra monthly show called Dino More. You can get your supporter badge for a certain selection to appear in animations throughout the show. And you can supply us at certain tiers. You can supply us with a video that we run on the show live, like you just saw. So head over to patreon.com/hackthedino and you can go support us over there. Thank you so much to all the people who already support us as well, which I don't have a list of. Let me find.
Thank you, Luke Beard. Thank you, Carlin Bard. Thank you, Game Boy Dad. Thank you, Dylan the Villain. Thank you, Sam Beard. Thank you, Karen Knight. Thank you, Ash Knight. Thank you, Michael Towns. Thank you, Todd Randall. Thank you to Andos
Are you just reading them off the bottom of the screen?
Hell yeah, I am.
They are. They're not the
Indy.
$10 ones, but yeah.
Oh, who cares? Thank you to all of them.
It's a wacky episode. They get a free one this time.
That's it. They get a freebie. I'm actually impressed that Dan remembered the Patreon URL.
You all get a James Thanko. From us.
Jesus.
You like that?
I do.
Now, 2020 has been a bit of a shitty year, I think we'd all agree. Yes?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's not been the best.
Shitty year. Shit year.
That is why we are doing our Game of the Shitty Year or Goatsy Awards. That's right. If you head on over to bit.ly/hackthedino2020 or go to our Facebook page or Twitter, you can find the URL there and you can vote right now on our Goatsy Awards that we'll be announcing next week.
I think the best way for our viewers to find it is to go to Google image search, type in Goatsy and turn off safe search.
No, don't.
That's just the best way to find the Goatsy Award.
I agree with Dan and I wholeheartedly support that comment and agree that everyone should do it.
Don't do it. So what are we doing? We're picking our games of the year, our personal
We are
game.
picking our personal game of the year. Now, what the instructions I gave everyone was to pick 2 games, which were close runners-up, and then your third is your game of the year. We're each going to take it in turns, and I'll read out Floppy's picks because he couldn't be here. So I'll kick it off, and then we'll go to Dan, then Braden, then Floppy.
Or should we do our first do our runner-ups, then we all?
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good. Okay, my first runner-up, surprise to no one, is Ghost of Tsushima. I love this game so much. I still haven't finished it. I still haven't got off the first island because I'm just doing Breath of the Wild. I'm just doing a Breath of the Wild and walking around doing all the little side quests and just fighting people and finding those armors and going on those legendary quests where like you go up a mountain and fight someone during a lightning storm with your katana out. Oh, I love this game so much. Putting it in the Japanese with English subtitles is fantastic. And you don't even notice the lip syncing because you're too busy reading the subtitles in order to see the mouths move.
It's the English is
fantastic.
very, very good as well. So it's fine either way, which is great. Like as someone who plays it in English, so just adding that bit in.
Just a great game, just a fun game. And I haven't even done the Raid DLC that came out yet, which is basically the storytelling of the game passed down through is like a story of a legend of the Ghost of Tsushima. And legend's gone down that it wasn't just one person. It was like these mythical beings and like they've all gone into folklore now. And you're actually playing this fairy tale folklore.
The lighting in this game is oversaturated and over exaggerated, and I think that's just what makes it so beautiful and amazing. The sunsets in this game, the sunrises, the night scenes, the mist, the light bouncing, the moonlight bouncing off fog through forests and stuff like that is what makes this game amazingly good. Now, it may not have like the best graphics, but their use of light makes it, in my opinion, into the best graphics. I think it
I
looks
think
better.
they
I think it looks better than Last of Us 2.
I completely agree. I think they cover up a lot of it with that lighting. And can you just imagine when they get ray tracing or a PS5
Yeah, I'm
enhanced
very
version of this?
excited. Very excited for a PS5 upgrade
Like,
of this because oh my god,
the
that
amount-
I would
sounds
pay
amazing.
$30 for an upgrade.
The particle
for this.
effects of them, like leaves going off trees, or cherry blossoms, or petals, or whatever's in the sky at that moment, is so well done. You can follow a petal, like it goes off a tree and it floats around for a while, and then it hits the ground and it stays there. It just doesn't go through the ground like most stuff does. And then if you run over that petal, it wafts it up again, that exact petal and stuff. And that keeps boggling my mind every time I play it. The fact that you can see leaves land on the ground and then they stay there, and then maybe some wind will come and that leaf will get blown off again. Like, it's just,
Yeah, it shows you how far we've come from like the PS3 in Skyrim. If you put too many like pieces of bread in a house, the whole game would crash.
yeah. Well, it is bread. Bread is fattening.
Speaking of crashing, Dan, what's your first runner-up for Game of the Year?
That's a great question. Let me get back to my list. So mine is my runner-up is Tony Hawk's. Is it called remastered? Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, whatever they called it.
Yeah, remaster.
I'm just bringing this in. Sorry, you got
2020.
So why is it a run-up and not your Game of the Year?
Well, I've got my game of the year. So basically, I've actually found this year to be a quite hard year of gaming for me. Like, I haven't found many games that have melded with me like games should. And I don't know if I'm getting more picky as I get older, and like, because my time is so precious, so I won't waste any time on just any game. So I'm really, really particular about my games these days. So this was just one that, like, as soon as I started playing it, I was like, I can do this. I know this game. And I think it's because, like, it also, obviously, the nostalgia kick for me as, like, a skateboarder growing up in the 90s, and these were everything to me. And I came back in, and it just felt so right and so familiar and so safe that I just loved it. It was such a good version of this game. Like, and everything they changed on it, they changed. It was a beautiful, beautiful change. Like every like move set that they added in, because they added the move sets, from Tony Hawk's 2 and 3 and stuff, so you could do reverts in Tony Hawk 1 now, which you'd never been able to do, opening up a whole new way of playing and stuff. But for some reason, it didn't make the game easier. I think they must have upped their like amounts of goals that you had to get and stuff. It is just the perfect version of. This is the best skate game. I'm going to say it. This is the best skateboarding game that there is. Now, like, better than Skate 2, better than Skate 3, in my opinion, as a gamer. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Tony Hawk Remaster. I played through the whole thing incredibly quickly. Flew through it. I had so much fun playing it, and then it was an absolutely great game, and like so much fun from like growing up playing these games. But Game Boy Dad did say in the chat how it was a very easy one to pick up and put down, which is for its benefit, but then also at a bit of a loss in this year where we can't really have like house parties and gatherings and stuff where you can have it on in the background and keep it on all the time and everyone can pick it up and play it, because like 2-minute levels are perfect for that.
Yeah.
I actually appreciate games like that. If I can get a game and know that I'll be in and out in like 10, 15 minutes, then that's perfect.
2 minutes.
Yeah, well, we've all seen that video. But I just really like the ability to jump in, jump out. I know Tony Hawk, and I think that is, for me personally, that's a positive and definitely deserves to be a Game of the Year contender.
It also has that ability. It's a beautiful pass and play game. Like, you've only got 2 minutes in there. You pass, you play, you have mates around. It's a perfect beer and chicken wings game, but it's also a great game just to play by yourself. Like, so it's a great game. Anyway, done.
All right, Brayden, do you want to go your first runner-up?
Yo, my first runner-up is
a car.
It's Drive Club. No, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. Oh my god, this is like the perfect timing for a game ever. This was so wholesome, so much fun to go through. Michaela and I like setting up our island and everything earlier in the year, and just all the everything about Animal Crossing. It just came at the exact time that we needed it.
Yep.
And it was so nice.
Which we might go into a little bit later on.
We might go into a little bit later, so I don't want to go too far into it. But
Okay.
that's my first.
Floppy's first.
Oh, is that it?
Runner-up.
That's all you're going to say?
No. As I said, we'll get back to it.
We'll discuss it later.
Floppy's first runner-up was also Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, and he said a remake that blew the latest game into the series out of the water. Sorry, Floppy's really bad at writing.
No, that's a correct statement, though.
Yeah, but it's all written in lowercase, and the full stop's like 4 spaces away from the end of the sentence. Smooth and so much muscle memory with tricks. Just what it needed to be.
It's true.
No full stop.
I think we've I think we've pretty much just like we've
covered it.
Yeah, we've covered it in our own
All
jizz.
So my second runner-up for Game of the Year. Big surprise here. There was a lot on the table that I could have chosen from, but I had to go with Astro's Playroom. I said previously, I need Nintendo to copy this and just release it. I will spend so much time in there.
It's so good. Honest to God, if they could even obviously they can't release it on PS4 because it just wouldn't work.
Yeah, probably don't want to bring that up, Dan.
Half the things wouldn't even want to work in there, but it's such a good, thinking of it as a demo going in, you're like, oh, okay, this will be all right. But then it's just a really fun platformer.
Yeah.
And it's got enough in there to keep you busy for a while, and it shows everything off from the PS5 perfectly. Yeah, cannot recommend it enough.
I just wish Astro looked a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
He should have had a PlayStation 1 as a head or something like that. That would have been cool. He just looks like Wall-E to me.
Well, yeah, he's not a PlayStation-owned property as well, so...
Isn't he?
Really... No.
No, they created him for the VR demo game.
No,
I'm
it's actually
surprised this wasn't like Sackboy's Playroom then.
Well, apparently Sackboy's very good as well. I haven't played that one yet. But you look at... This game came out for free with the launch of the PlayStation 5. And it's a tech demo. It's there to show you how the controller works. But then you look at what Nintendo did with their demo, which is Switch, 1-2 Switch, which I purchased. That game's...
For how much money?
Full price, so whatever, $70
it's like
or
$50,
whatever.
$60 or something, wasn't
it? Hard to find now because no one bought it for reasons. But PlayStation can foot the bill and bring this masterpiece out. Nintendo really dropped the ball, in my opinion. And if they do not do something like this or copying this for the next PlayStation, for the next Switch Pro or whatever it is, they are really missing the boat. PlayStation set the standard here, and they've out Nintendo as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because even when you were talking about how good the Joy-Cons are with the Switch controller and everything, I can't even compare the two because I have a Switch and I've played on the Joy-Cons, but I've never experienced that because I didn't get 1-2 Switch. Because
exactly. No other game devs use the pinpoint accuracy of the Joy-Con rumble feature because it's useless.
Yeah. I can see a lot of third parties opting for not really utilizing a whole lot of the DualSense, but the first party stuff is going to be great.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan, what's your second runner-up?
My second runner-up is, just let me bring it back up, is Ghost of Tsushima. We've already talked about it. I've basically talked about this, so yeah. I was playing it today. Before we came back on the air. It's just such an easy game to get back into. And I hadn't played. I think my last save game was on the 8th, of this year. And then coming in the 11th month now, and straight away, it took me only a couple of minutes to go oh yeah, I remember.
Sorry, for a second there when you said it was on the 8th of this year, I went, yeah, what month?
Oh,
I was like, it's just on the 8th.
In the 8th.
Anyway, continue.
The 8th month. So.
But for comparison, Dan, what was the other game you tried to pick up and play again?
Oh yeah, I tried to pick up God of War, and as in new God of War, Dad of Gods, whatever it's called, and I couldn't play it. I probably sat there for 25 minutes trying to remember where I was in the game, trying to remember how the weapons work, how the bloody what's that thing called? Like the bloody tree of life that had flipped over, and what world I was in and where I was supposed to go. And I sat there for like 25 minutes. In the end, I just turned it off. I was like, nah, you're out. Like, and I think they made that game a little bit too complicated in its like in every part of it. Because no other God of Wars are like that. Every other God of War is just like Ghost of Tsushima. You come back in and you're like, oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. But yeah, I just think like
by the end of God of War, there's a lot of stuff that's happened and a lot of stuff you're keeping track of.
yeah, I know. Yeah, and there's so many like little side missions and that, and I just couldn't find the core story mission. And then even when I thought I found it, I couldn't find where to go, because it's like, you flip the world tree, now go to this place of like wherever, and I'm like, I don't know where that is, and there was no markers anywhere to tell me where that was. And like,
Whereas with Ghost of Tsushima, you actually came in and just picked it up and played again.
yeah, I must admit, the bit I was up to, I was in like the workhouse, or what's it called, like there's a bit where you go into a fog that kills you, and you have to like go in and then come back out.
Yes. I thought you were talking
The workshop.
about Ghost, but you're talking about God of War still.
Yeah, the workshop. That was in God of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, all games.
Floppy's just said in the chat, all games need dad mode, quick rundown of controls, and brief overview of the story.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
I went to the journals in it for the first time ever in a game, and I read all the journals and that, and I tried to remember, and I still couldn't work out what I was doing, because like none of those words made sense to me. Nihheim and whatever they're called.
Yeah. Okay, so going on to Floppy's second in the runner-up place of Game of the Year. Came as a bit of a surprise to me, because I thought this was going to be his actual Game of the Year, but Resident Evil 3 is his second runner-up. Floppy says, just as good a job on the visuals and aesthetic as remake of number 2. This is how remakes should be done, and I completely agree. Capcom really hit it out of the park with these 2 Resident Evil remakes. This game is gorgeous. Apparently, it's only 6 hours long as well.
Yeah.
And while people complain about that, that's chef's kiss for me, because as someone with limited time, being able to get in and get out of a game quick and get my money's worth, thumbs up.
Yeah, and the fact that they made it like 6 hours, they made it cheap. Just do that for games. I don't need you to tack on like multiplayer and just have a whole bunch of like half-ass, like fetch questy other crappy things in there. I just want a core good game. And if it's only 6 hours, make it 6 hours and make it cheaper. I'm completely fine with that. I actually thought these Res games were so good, these remakes. Is this Blue Point? Is these the people that made them?
No, I don't think Blue Point did this. Capcom
Blue Point did Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
And
Demon
and Dark Souls. Yeah,
Demon Souls. Yeah, right. Yeah, but these people are remaking these games, and they're remakes. Like, they're so good. They're not remasters. They're like, just, I love them. I love these remakes.
Look how smooth it is. Just the seamless way it cuts between cutscenes and playing. Brendan, what did you think of this game?
It's horrifically wet. Everything in the Resident Evil remakes looks wet, and it puts me off them 100%. Also, it's way too scary. I can't do it.
There's a bit in
like
There's a bit in the first one where you go into the sewer and there's like these sewer creatures, and they grab you and just vomit on you.
Oh Jesus!
Look at her. She's against the wall.
No, I remember seeing clips from Resident Evil 2 when Dan was playing it like crazy, and when that blew up, and just watching clips of it, I was just like, oh, this is just horrendous. It's so gross.
All right, Brayden, your second runner-up.
My second runner-up is Hades.
Hades.
My second runner-up is Hades. I picked up Hades well after Dan was starting to rave about it to begin with, and I don't want to go too far into it because I think we'll be talking about it again soon.
Oh, maybe.
But I honestly, I got into it half because Dan was raving about how good the actual game itself was, and then half because the internet was like absolutely going crazy for these characters of like this artwork of these Greek gods and their personalities and stuff. And I'm 100% for it. I haven't played a whole lot of it yet. Like Michaela and I only played like I think like a couple hours to start with, and like I've played a little bit more since then, but it's honestly still up there. The gameplay is so much fun every single time, and the characters are just perfect. Oh my god, like the characters and the art style is so up my alley.
We'll get into this.
What I
later.
like, yeah, we will get into this later, but what I like about it is every podcast that I listen to where people played this game, they said, oh, these light roguelites aren't my type of jam. That's not something I really like doing, but I really like Hades. I'm really digging it. I'm finding it hard to put it down. I played it briefly one show when Dan was talking about it, and even in that 10, 15 minutes I was playing it, I thought, actually, yeah, this is pretty fun. I haven't picked it up yet because I've got my pile of shames too high.
Yeah, but yeah,
but
I would never go and play like Binding of Isaac or any of those other like roguelike dungeon crawler type things where they just don't click for me. But then this, because it just works in the story, it works perfectly for me.
Yeah, it's more forgiving.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, logic. It's obeying its own rules, which is good. All right, let's get into Game of the Year picks. So we've done our runners up. It's time now to announce our personal Game of the Year. And don't forget to head on over to bit.ly/HackTheDino 2020, where you can vote on Goatsy. That's Game of the Shitty Year. The Goatsy Awards are coming next show here at Hack the Dino. Unfortunately, Dan won't be there. We can reveal that now, but we're trying to arrange another special guest to come in. So that special guest will be able to give out the Goatsy to all of our winners.
It's Dan's cat.
bit.ly/HackTheDino 2020, or find out the link on all our social media pages. Okay, Game of the Year. This game for my Game of the Year, no game this year, in my opinion, has had a bigger impact on the world. It kept us sane while the global bastard terrorized us all. It helped people keep in touch. It was wholesome. It was everything we needed to keep our mind off the dawning of the apocalypse. And that game... Yes, how'd you know? Came out the same day. No, Animal Crossing. No big surprise there. It was a hard one for me to sort of like narrow down because Ghost of Tsushima is so high up in there. But yeah, Animal Crossing for me is just fun, wholesome. It's easy to sink some time into. It's something, actually, for me personally, it was something really special because my daughter was staying with her mum throughout that first lockdown business. And because her mum lives with her and takes care of her elderly mother, so Parker's grandmother, I couldn't come inside because my job, I travel around a lot. And the thing of this disease is that you may be a carrier or not know it. So every weekend on Saturday and Sunday, I'd get my Switch, I'd go over there and I'd sit out the back with Parker and she'd be on her game building her island and I'd be on my game building my island. And then we'd visit each other's island and help each other out. And it was just a really great bonding experience with my daughter. So I think a lot of that comes into as well. A lot of people have these personal stories. And for me, it just has a very special place. And I couldn't go past calling it Game of the Year. Parker, by the way, has put 525 hours into this game.
I gotta say that's fucking adorable, Ben. Yeah, I love it so much. And yeah, and you can see it. So that's what I was saying with these other games as well. The games that really meld with us, you know what I mean? That like they're the ones that are sticking with us. I notice as we're getting older. Like Braden, he just plays any fucking cornflake game that's thrown at him.
Yeah, you stupid kid.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But like, yeah, like for us, yeah, and I can see why. If that game was bringing you, like, you know, getting you quality time with your daughter during a lockdown, there's a reason why it's probably good. I never played it. I didn't understand it. As far as I know, like, as you can see there, it's just a little kid running around with his arms behind his back.
Yeah.
Naruto
Plus, there's been
stuff.
a new update. There's been a new update, and you can be bold now, but we'll talk about that later.
Hey, yeah, there's a bunch of new updates and stuff, and
it's
just
great.
The community is the best.
Yeah, and the fact that they're supporting it with the amount of free updates, like it blew past its projected lifetime sales within 2 months of launch. And yeah, they just rushed out all these other updates to the point now, I didn't tell this story last show, but Parker said to me, oh, you know, I wish we had the other Animal Crossing games. And I went, well, I do. I've got 2 GameCube copies there. I've got the DS versions there. I've got this there. She goes, oh, man, I wish we had a GameCube so I could play them. And I stood up in my lounge room and went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's that box one. Take your pick.
Not the boxed
Anyway.
one.
And then she's like, nah, and left.
No, long story short, I got my Platinum GameCube, hooked it up to the TV, put Animal Crossing in there, and now she's playing retro games. So that is her gateway into the retro gaming sphere, as if being surrounded by the stuff 24/7 isn't enough.
She's just seen it so much that she can't see it anymore.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, right.
All right, Dan, your runner. Oh, no, your actual game of the year. Gee, I wonder what this could be.
My actual game of the year, everyone, while I get it ready.
It's not a shocker.
No, it's something that you raved about a lot. So, Dan.
It's Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hades. On Switch, I've been playing this. This game is... I can't stop playing this. This game is so addictive to me. I don't get addicted to games, but I'm at the point now where I'm finishing this 3 times a day, this game now.
Dan, I think you got a problem.
Yeah, I reckon I do. Like, I'm up to the point where I'm unlocking every bits and bob. There's so much to do. I'm in the end game now. Is that what they call it? After you finished it, and then this game
Post-game,
is the end game. Like, because it's a roguelite one and you die. So for those who don't know what it is, I'm going to quickly give it a thing. You basically play Hades' son. So your name's Zagreus or Zag, and you decided that you want to leave hell, and because hell is unescapable, you've gone against your dad's wishes, and you're trying to leave hell and get out of hell. And so he's just like, fine, I'll just put everything against you. And because every time you die, you just end up back in your house. There's like a pool of blood that you walk out of. And then, so that's how they get the roguelite element of it. And hell shifts around in that. But every death, every time you talk to every character, I have only had one bit of dialogue repeated once since I've been playing it. And
How many hours do you think you've put into it, just roughly?
I've made 70 escape attempts. I've played it 70 times. So each one's about half an hour, 20 minutes.
Wow.
So, and yeah, so that's your main thing. So the whole death thing and roguelite and repeating thing works because you have you don't lose everything like a normal roguelike. Like you keep the only thing you use is that you get a thing called a build. So you come in and you get a god to bless you, one of the Olympian gods. They're trying to get you out as well because they're like your family. If you know all the Olympic gods and stuff. So they bless you with these blessings. So, maybe when you hit someone, if it's from Poseidon, however you say it, it'll be a water attack or something like that. And you can mix and match all these. So you have 4 attacks and you can have different things on each of these attacks and then you modify them as you go through. So there's unlimited builds, they call them. They're the things you lose when you die. But you still keep all your money. Oh, no, you lose your money as well. You keep all your darkness. Which you then spend on in your mirror in your bedroom so you can upgrade your character so you're coming in. So you're always coming in stronger and stronger and you get items that you can bring back with you and stuff like that. The character design and the voice acting is what drives this a lot. You're really interested in these characters. Every god is they're playing on the stereotypical stories of all these Olympian gods. Certain gods don't like each other. I think Athena and maybe Aphrodite have beef and just weird stuff like that. And they've done a lot of research into their gods and stuff like that. And it makes sense. And but all the dialogue is very modern. So there's hey man, how you going? And then but they're all these
It's such a
scantily
perfect
clad
blend
gods
of old school mythology that's super in depth and all this crazy stuff, but then just giving it this modern feel. It just works perfectly.
Yeah. And then you get the playability, which is its strongest thing. So, your builds, what you get when you come in. And then you can start, as you get further on, you get items where you go when I first come in, the first item I get will be from this god. So you can choose, you can start kind of crafting your builds. And and you start making plans of attack. And then you start going, well, I'm going to try that. But with with my spear that I throw, you might get a modifier that goes, when you throw your spear, it'll hit 4 people instead of 1. And then you'll get another modifier and it goes, if you've got a multiple thing, it'll also hit, your spear will hit people with lightning. So then all of a sudden you've got a spear that hits 5 people and hits them with lightning. And you know what I mean? It's endless builds. It's so good. And then, the story keeps going after the end and characters change. And each character has stories that you can finish. So you can unlock all these dialogue options and stuff with all these different characters, and you can finish their mini story, and at the end you get a super item when you do that. But it's hard to finish those. Like I've only done 2 out of the 6 of them. So yeah, Hades, can't stop playing it. Once you play it and you give it a good amount of time, yeah, once you finish it that first time, once you get to the surface, you'll know what I mean. It's sick. And
Breathe there.
So,
Breathe.
so
Breathe.
Hades is Dan's game of the year. Will it be the Gotsy of the year? We'll find out.
it may
next show.
win Game of the Year.
It may well
could
do.
I
honestly
reckon it will
win
be
Game
on the Game of the. I reckon it will be in the top 10. You know, as in,
Honestly, I'm looking at our survey results now, and it's up there with some of the other big heavy hitters. So yeah, it's got a very good chance.
I mean, it costs as much as the heavy hitters.
All right, let's go into
Or-
Floppy's
or
game of
does
the
it?
year.
No, let's say floppies till last. I say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I reckon it's a good one to end on. I think it's a big heavy hitter. I think we really want to get into it there.
Who's
Okay,
next?
Braden throwing some meta shade, but yeah, Braden, your game of the year.
My game of the year is a confusing one.
Good.
My
the best
game of the
kind.
year is Marvel's Spider-Man on PS5, which contains Miles Morales and remastered. Because I haven't even played Miles Morales yet, but I know it's going to be my
See,
game of the year.
This is a tricky one. Like,
Yeah, but remastered is like out of games I've played so far this year, remastered of the 2018 one is my game of the year because it's freaking so good.
do you reckon they were just bitter that God of War and Zelda outshone them? And
Oh,
no,
yeah. Actually, yeah, exactly. Bloody, yeah. God of War actually absolutely flew the carpet with it. Whereas at least now I can be like, oh, yeah, Spider-Man gets my game of the year now.
There's a cat in
Yeah.
that guy Spider-Man's backpack.
Yeah, it's great.
That happens. He fights crime.
That's a bodega cat. His name's Spider-Man. And then you get a costume and you can team up with him in your backpack.
Does he get out
Yeah.
and fight?
Yep.
Yeah, he helps you with your finishes and stuff. He swipes at him. He's great.
What?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's great.
That's why it's my game of the year, and I haven't even played it yet.
Hang on. You have played it. You just like
I've played Spider-Man.
So
I
you're going
haven't
like, I've played
Miles
Spider-Man.
Morales.
It's bloody amazing. And if they can make it better graphics and add a whole nother Miles Morales storyline on it, it's your game of the year. Like that's
Exactly.
obvious. Yeah, yeah.
If it's continuing that, it's going to be my game of the year no matter what.
Where do
I
they
mean,
go?
Like,
Where do they go from
all
here though?
my- like,
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
like
stuff
after
over
Miles
there.
Morales, there's no other
oh,
Spider-Man.
dude, I haven't finished Miles
Superior?
Morales. I haven't looked at spoilers or anything, but I am so excited by all of the possibilities they have ahead of them. I can't wait to see what the hell they do with it.
Did you go? I like the Miles the Into the Spider-Verse suit where all the animation changes and stuff. I thought that was
Yes,
really cool.
they've-
And you get the pals and the comic sound
They
effects.
changed the frame rate of him in game to match the 24 frames which it is in the film, which is incredible.
and you can-
But it's not
that's hard work.
entirely for the film.
It's not 24, it's 12, I reckon.
But no, it goes up throughout the film. So as Miles becomes more comfortable in himself as Spider-Man,
he gets
he
smoother.
gets smoother.
I didn't
it's
know that.
Yeah, it was great storytelling.
That
Yeah.
film, like, I'm assuming they're using it for teaching animation techniques and animation studies now because, like, it does so much.
Oh,
Like,
man,
it's just mind-boggling.
It's my only 4K Ultra Blu-ray that I own. Is that?
Hell yeah!
I don't have an Ultra 4K Blu-ray player.
You will one day, Dan.
I will.
Anyway.
PS5 one day.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse game of the year.
Oh, I didn't even get time to
Please.
talk about it. I had sex with my one.
We know,
Yeah.
we've seen that video as well. Game of the year for Floppy. This came as a bit of a surprise to me. I know Floppy loved this game, but I had no idea that he loved it as much to be his own personal game of the year. I'm going to stick out a limb and say that, it's well documented that Floppy's choice in games is a little bit different than everyone else's. He tends to go for more
Unique.
unique games. So Floppy's game of the year for the year 2020 is Maneater.
Man-eater. You know what though? Like
Man-eater.
I know a bunch of people who this is their favorite game. Like Jen, who I do television with, this is her favorite game of the year as well. Like
Yeah,
That checks
I never
out,
played
yeah.
it, but like maybe it's really good fun.
I reckon you should give it a go, Dan. I think it would be a dang game.
Oh,
I can talk about it once we've got Floppy's quote done. 'cause
All right, so
I did
will.
play it.
I'll read out Floppy's quote here. This is what Floppy's written. I'm reading it per instructions. No game this year managed to deliver exactly what it said it was going to and more. Better than Maneater did. So there's an ellipsis there, so I had to pause. It was simple, but just complex enough to be challenging, funny, exciting, and look better than some AAA titles I played this year. Yeah, he played Jumanji, didn't he?
That's not triple A. That's triple G.
It kept me excited for new evolutions and new predators, and the escalating revenge story against Scaly Pete was perfect. Well done,
Pete.
man. Well done, Maneater, on being my game of the year.
But that's like an acceptance speech. Like you can see Floppy in a tux up there going, "Well done, Maneater, for being our game of the year."
Well, I'd like to see what his acceptance speech is going to be when the Goatsy Award goes to someone else. It better be as eloquent. He better present the Goatsy in the way it's supposed to be presented.
Gotta say, like on that, I played Maneater. I platinumed it because it's a very easy platinum, just to 100% it. But it's great fun. It's so wacky, and like he does have a point where like when you are getting those early, like you're getting new evolutions and getting stronger and bigger, and your shark is going from being this like little baby shark, and it just ends up massive. And you're going from fighting like catfish to at the end of the game fighting like a killer whale. Like it's very fun.
Orca, Braden.
And
it's not a orca. It's a dolphin.
Orca.
Do you fight a submarine?
No submarines.
Seems like a bit of a missed opportunity.
They need room for a sequel, guys.
That's true.
Anyway, that were our games of the year. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know over on twitter.com/hackthedino or over on the Facebook page or on Instagram or Hack the Dinos. And be sure to vote in the Goatsy Award bit.ly/hackthedino 2020. That link can be found elsewhere as well. Maybe Floppy can put that link in the chat for all our live viewers. Do you know what else our live viewers can see?
The chat where Floppy just said Jumanji was triple shit.
No, they can see a real life Venom Snake prosthetic arm made with partnership of that sentence didn't make sense. But Konami was in partnership with making this. So basically, Konami has teamed up with Open Bionics and they have collaborated to make a real life prosthetic arm based on Venom Snake's arm in Metal Gear Solid 5.
And it works.
And it works. It works completely. So Konami's Takayuki Kubo said, "We're incredibly excited to collaborate with Open Bionics, who are at the cutting edge of robotics. We're thrilled to see the iconic Metal Gear aesthetic of Venom Snake and his bionic arm burst out of the screen and come to life in a dynamic fusion of technology and design that is changing the lives of upper limb amputees all over the world."
Do you reckon they chose him, this guy, because he kind of looks like a Metal Gear
this
guy? He's a good-looking guy. He's a bit of a Steven Dorff, if you will.
This is actually the guy who started the ball rolling. I've left his name out. I thought I had it here, but he's the one who sort of went to, they're called Hero Arms, and he went to Open Bionics and sort of pitched this to them. He was the guy that started getting it all rolling, and he's a massive gamer as well and a massive fan of Metal Gear.
You can see him there putting it in.
Yeah, it's just great. I thought it was a really cool thing and just a glimpse at
it reminds me of Goatsy.
what the world has coming its way in the terms of Dan, you need to stop that. Let's talk about some free games. Dan? It's very quiet. Why is it all quiet here all of a sudden?
Because the opening was going.
Oh, good. Was I talking all over it?
No. Yeah.
Oh, good. oh, good. Anyway, Dan, what's free?
So Xbox this week we have. Sorry, I'm trying to do it and I'm not used to this. Talk and do it.
It's a lot to change through in general. So I imagine trying to talk and lead through at the same time is probably very difficult.
Oh man, River City Girls is free for Xbox Game Pass this week, and Ben didn't link any videos to it, so I'm just trying to find one now.
It was only recently added.
I think you'll find where it says trailer, Dan. There'll be a link to the side there, linking to the trailer.
There's nothing there, Ben.
Why is it on mine then?
It's not on mine. Doesn't matter.
Oh, hang on. It's there now. I forgot to press enter.
It's not coming up on mine. Oh, there it is. So, as I was saying,
I'll go through it while you boot
can
that up.
you
if you like,
talk?
Dan.
Can you talk, man?
Yep. Okay, so River City Girls was my last year game of the year. And the plot is Masako is currently in detention at River City High, accompanied by her best friend Kyoko. Even though she does not attend the school, she is also in detention. While Masako is dying of boredom of Miss Rudis's math, Kyoko receives exciting yet alarming news on her phone. A picture of Kunio and Riki, the heroes of River City High, and their boyfriends have been kidnapped. Kyoko and Masako decide to spring into action. The only thing standing in their way is the school faculty, who six their students onto them, and the school's defense force. This game's freaking awesome. It's got an amazing opening scene. The voice acting's fantastic, and the game is just like the most pure and brilliant beat 'em up I've played in a long, long time. I cannot rave enough about this game, even though my copy had a game-breaking glitch in it, and I had
Is
to
it
restart it.
called? It's based on River City Rampage Rivals.
Yeah. Yep. River City High, River City Rampage.
on
yep,
the
all those.
NES.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
I
Or
remember
Street Gangs, as it was called over here.
Street Games, yeah. Because I remember Ross, mate, who works at Greenlight with us, like he loves that original game so much, and also this the Scott Pilgrim game was heavily based on this as well. And there he is.
Yes.
There, you can see like one of the characters from the original.
Yeah. So this is out now, launched today, free on Xbox Game Pass, so you can
I am
play this game of the year.
1,000,000% going to be checking this out because it's been on my list of things that I want to check out eventually, and them adding it to Games Pass just instantly adds it to. Okay, yep, sweet, I'm doing that right
I
now.
wonder if it's on PC Games Pass. Is it a
That's a
PC?
good
Is it on
question,
PC?
I will
don't
look
know.
right now.
But while we're doing that, Dan, what's the second game you can get?
The second game, we can get. This is you. Can you just lead for this, Ben? Because I can't do
I
it.
sure can. It's Tetris Effect Connected. Tetris Effect Connected is the original Tetris Effect with all new co-op and competitive online and local multiplayer modes. Now, for those of you who don't know what a Tetris is, you play a block, and it's your goal in life to fit in with other blocks. You just want to be a part of them. You want to slot right into their hole so you can merge together and you can all come as you are.
River
and
City
then-
Girls is on Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Well, there is a difference with this one because this is a special version. There was something about this one which I think I wrote in my notes, didn't I? Because I can't see the notes when there's a video playing.
No.
Well, anyhow, there's something all new multiplayer plus. Was that in the original one, the co-op and competitive?
Sure, it's Tetris. If you don't know what Tetris is, like, what are you even doing? What's on the Epic PC thingy?
Epic. We have.
You want me to jump in again while you?
Yeah,
find the
you have
video?
to do it.
The Text Assist, the story of Ray Bibia. Get ready for an electrifying mix between bullet hell and typing game. That is an electrifying mix. Dodge bullets while typing exorcisms. Turn on both sides of your brain and jump into the adventure of Ray Bibia, a private exorcist who's going to face the threats of a demonic outbreak.
So yeah, you have to it's bullet hell, but you have to actually type your spell. See down the bottom. Not like just doing old Latin typing down the bottom to do your big power ups.
Actually, that looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It reminds me of what's that bullet hell one? Enter the Gungeon. That kind of humor that it's got. And Streets of Rogue, which has now come onto PC just recently as well for free.
Is that the sequel to Moulin Rogue?
Moulin Rogue, my favorite Rogue one. Yes.
And Obi-Wan Kenobi was great in that film.
He was,
was,
great.
wasn't he?
Moulin Rogue 1.
Yeah. That was actually a prequel.
God damn it.
Do you know what else was not a prequel, but
So that's on
Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is here with more stuff. So there's a fan made trailer by YouTuber Gabriel Salas. He has come up with an idea and made a trailer of what a TV show of Animal Crossing may look like. Gabriel writes, "This fan-made project stems from my appreciation of Rilakkuma and Kuroi TV series and the Animal Crossing games. I've never heard of those TV shows, but I assume it's a Japanese one. After playing New Horizons for a few days, I wondered how merging both universes would look like and thought it'd be fun to expand on Isabel's character a bit. This is what I imagine a TV show or a short film would look like in this style. I think this is damn adorable.
Oh my god, it's so cute. I actually just like put it up so that I could have a look as well. Oh my god, it's so cute.
I thought you'd like it, Brayden.
Yeah, that's up my alley, 100%. I want for anyone who has also listened to the show, because I know that Ben's the person who got me onto it. Go and check out Story Break, their episode about Animal Crossing, because imagine that film that they break in this style with all the like cutesy felt crafty vibe.
That would be amazing.
It'd be hilarious.
We should send this to the Rocket Jump team and say, hey,
Felt.
guys, get on
Please
to it.
make this.
While we're on Animal Crossing, they did announce an update that has come out today. Turkey Day and Toy Day. Turkey Day being Thanksgiving over in the States.
Turkey
and
Day.
Toy Day being on the 24th of December for giving of toys. They had this with Halloween. They also had this with another event that I can't quite remember. Easter. But they also, that's right, Egg Day.
The Easter one was. You guys hated the Easter one though, didn't you?
Yeah, but these ones are good. It looks like they've learned their lesson. Parker was really excited for this. Again, putting 550 hours into a freaking game. I'd want to be excited for new content as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah, so you talk to the turkey that you don't eat, and you talk to the reindeer who brings you gifts. And that's about it.
Oh wow.
It's just cute and wholesome and lots of fun times. But they also released an update where you can actually finally be bald now. So I can be a bald man with a beard and mustache.
Hey,
Did your character have hair before, Ben?
It did,
Or
because
couldn't
you didn't have the option to be a bald man.
Couldn't you just wear a hat or something? Or
I did. I actually, no, for a long time, I made the, do you guys remember well, you may not, but in the issue of Amazing Spider-Man, Spidey's costume got trashed. So he went and saw Johnny Storm and got a Fantastic Four costume and put a paper bag over his head with just the eye holes. Anyway, you can get a paper bag in Animal Crossing with the eye holes. So I made
that.
Yep, made Johnny
Yes.
Storm's Fantastic Four costume, and then even did Johnny Storm
Oh
put
my
a kick
God.
me sign on
Yes.
Peter's back. So I made that costume and I wore that for primarily the whole Animal Crossing adventure. And then I got a trench coat, and 3D glasses. So I made the 10th Doctor, and I was running around as the 10th Doctor.
there you are, Ben.
Um,
Pause it for you.
Oh, thanks, appreciate it. Cheers.
You look like it looks like Avatar. Old Aang.
Well, yeah, that's also not a bad idea. Maybe I should look at being the Avatar.
you should get,
you know
you should
what
get
isn't
an
the-
arrow tattooed on your head.
I've threatened to do that to Parker if she doesn't behave and clean up her room. Do you know what I also threatened to do a lot? And that's play Dan versus the world.
Dan
versus
the world.
World, all of you out there in the big wide world, represented by two fine men. Those fine men have to take it in turns to try and beat Dan.
Dan
versus
the world.
Oh,
Sorry. We're not doing Dan versus the world. It's broken. We've been going for 2 hours anyway. We're fine.
No, well, can we go back to the main menu where there is sound and we just won't do it with the setup?
Yeah, we've done it.
Are we back?
Yeah,
Are
we're
we
back.
back?
We're back.
All right, here we go.
Oh boy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Song. You think I'd choose a song in that time? All right, here we go. I also should point out that this particular episode of Dan versus the World is going to be performed by live people from my phone. So it's a live concert.
Whoa.
Okay,
Just,
song number-
just so everyone
question-
knows, we're both. I'm on 41 and the world is on 41.
Yeah, it's all tied up. We're doing great this show.
Mate,
Question number 1, Dan.
what genre of game is that?
It is a platformer.
Hmm.
Brayden, question
I
number
won't
1.
lie. The second that started, I thought it was the one of the songs they use on Tatooine in Star Wars.
Close.
So it's a platformer. What protagonist do you play as?
Big old monkey.
Oh.
Or an ape. I forget which one.
So
Dan,
because
question number 2.
because it's like not the game version, do we just say whatever game it's?
Yeah, you just tell me the game that it comes from.
Is it Donkey Kong Country?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Can someone write that down?
Yep.
I
Oh no,
wrote
no, no!
it in our thing.
I've got the thing here.
Okay, so Dan, you take the lead.
Thank you. I'm just changing the score to 42. Save. Cool. I got that. I can't believe that. As soon as you said
Okay.
monkey, I was like, I got.
And I should make note that we are in the middle of a lockdown, which is why we're having all these technical difficulties. And that
I
gets
set
me out
this
of my
show-
phone speaker.
I set this show up today. Like all
Yeah.
your visuals that you're looking at.
All right, here we go. Song number 2.
Closer. Hold it closer. Yep.
Dan, question number 1.
It's pretty Disney.
It is very Disney.
Is it a handheld game?
No, this one didn't. Oh, all right. I'm gonna pick a version of this game and stick to that. So no.
Right.
Okay.
So it's been out on multiple versions. So
Okay. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say Mulan, but what is your main course of action in this game?
To get
to
to the end.
save the princess.
Oh, really?
Yep. Dan, question number 2.
What genre of game is that?
It's a RPG action game.
Huh.
Brayden, question number 2.
What was the first question? Oh, yeah. I remember. Handheld. Yep. No. Princess.
What would you say is your main weapon in this game?
Sword.
Sword.
A sword. Question number 3, Dan.
I wish I'd concentrated on the sound of it. What could it possibly be that's on a Nintendo? Hang on. We didn't ask that question, did we? Did it come out in the last 10 years?
No.
Then it's retro. Is that your... No, it's 15 years is your...
Yeah, 15.
15 years is retro. So it's not retro. Oh, it is.
It is retro. You got 2 questions then. You
did I?
sneaky bastard.
So it's over.
Brayden, question number 3.
What color was the console that it was on?
It came in a lot of colors.
Well, it was the most notable one. Like, the most
Oh, Dan
well-known one.
got 2 questions, so I'll allow it.
What's the most
Black.
well-known one. Okay.
Black. Question number 4, Dan.
There's only 2 I know games on that console.
Must have been a rubbish console then.
So sword, man. Is it? Zelda, Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I couldn't remember its name. I was going to say Majora's Mask. Is that on the same thing?
Yeah, it is, but you got it right.
Sick.
So, Dan, you're on 43 now, and the world's on 41. Brayden, you're supposed to be good at this game.
Yeah, technical difficulties, mate.
All right, technical difficulties. Okay, here we go.
Lockdown.
Song number 3. Oh, we got 4 songs, don't we? All right, here we go. Song number 3. Come on, get to the point.
It's a Warner Brothers cartoon.
Okay.
Well, that was a classical piece of music, so
It was.
it wasn't a video game music.
Question number 1, Dan.
What? Yeah, what genre? I'm just gonna have to get asked what genre it is.
It's a puzzle game.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That threw me. I think it must be the orchestra performing it is what is like throwing me in different regards. What kind of puzzles you doing?
You're working out where to fit things.
It's Tetris.
Yeah, it's Tetris.
I just realized as soon as you said puzzle, I went, oh, it's a dun na 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 na.
Yeah.
I just heard it in my head. I was like, I'm not gonna lose that.
definitely
I
should've
just did
thought
a
of that.
full streak.
Oh, we got one more song yet, Dan.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting there's another song.
You got a
Yep.
hat trick.
I got a
All
hat
right, here we
trick.
go.
What's
Last song.
that?
Last song. Here we go.
Like R2D2 wanking. What's going on? There's nothing.
Okay. Yep. That's enough.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You're not going to steal this bit out of me. From me. Oh, man. So good. Seriously, the greatest music ever. All right, song number 1.
So
Townsy is pointing out how someone in the background is stealing your games.
Yep.
yeah.
Number 1.
Well, if it's the best game ever, it's got to be a Kojima game if Ben likes it. So you just gave me a clue. Is it? I'm just going to cut this short and just lose or not lose. Is it Metal Gear Solid?
No, it's Metal Gear Solid 2.
Sons of Liberty?
Yeah, yes, it was, but you guessed
You didn't give me time to finish. I was still talking. I was still making a slight noise. Like,
Oh, lag. It's hard
lag.
to tell.
Yeah, I like the way you went. Metal Gear. Is it Metal Gear Solid? Sons of Liberty. In which case, no, it wasn't, because that official title was Metal Gear Solid 2: The Sons of
but
Liberty.
you
So
said two
either
for
way,
me.
You lose, Dan. You lose.
Fair enough.
So 42, the world, and Dan, you're on 44. You're still winning. This is going to be interesting next week when you're not here and we play Dan versus the world to see who the winner of that trophy is.
It'll be me.
No, I think we might actually change it to Braydan versus the world next week.
Oh no.
Braydan.
And Brayden will be stepping in for Dan.
Oh,
And it'll be Floppy,
Brayden.
and fingers crossed we can get our special guest on, and our special guest and Floppy will team up against Braydan to see who's taking home the trophy of infinite awesome.
Triple Indy has it right. It was actually Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance.
Shut the hell up. We've been Hack the Dino. This has been us in lockdown. Hopefully we're out of lockdown in a couple of hours, so we won't have to do this ever again. If you like what we hear or hearing us with, Dan, what else do you do?
Is that was terrible podcasting, Ben? I'm just going to say that now.
Hey, no, I'm a professional, and that was how professionals end podcasts. And
Everyone should spam the emotes now in this section. But if you feel like you want to see me talk about and spoil a movie for you, head over to TerraVision Horror Podcast, where me and Jennifer the Batman Strand, or Jennifer the Dream Warrior Strand,
No, she's Jen Stranding.
Jen Stranding, that's pretty good as well. We watch a horror movie, and then we go through it scene by scene, spoil the fuck out of it, and just go through the whole film. I forced Braden to listen to a whole episode at work.
So legitimately though, it was really freaking good. Can you just please, like, I reckon this will sell people on it 100%, because even if you're not into horror, like I'm not a horror person, but can you please let everyone know about your rating system?
Oh yeah, we got a rating system where we've made up ourselves with. So we didn't want, like, give the ones or twos or A, Bs or C. So we gave it stuff like, so you've got stuff like the B, which is a beer and chicken wings. You've got the Kesha, which is just the hot mess. You've got the McConaughey, which is the worst rating you can possibly give a movie. And all these, yeah. So we've got a really strange. We've got like U for underrated. We've got a classic worth a watch and all crap like that. Like, just like a weird rating system. But yeah, it makes sense when you're listening to it. Obviously, taken out of context, it's a bit weird. But yeah, head over to TerraVision Horror Podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, all major podcasting services, and check us out. We do it there's a new episode up every Tuesday. So go check. This week we watched Brain Dead. AKA Dead Alive in America, it's called. The Peter Jackson film.
Some very kind words there from Braden as well about your podcast. I can't wait to hear what he has to say about my other podcast. But Braden, what do you do?
I do another podcast.
Well, I forced Braden to watch mine.
I was literally like it was over the shop speakers.
I paid him to listen to my podcast because he was at my work getting paid.
And hey, you know what? It worked. No, so legitimately, I do another podcast with some of my friends called Millennial Movie Talk, where we talk about all the latest movie news and we give reviews on a bunch of stuff. And we do homework every week where we've set something on the last episode and we all get together and discuss it next episode. And it's been a wacky year for films. So it's been really interesting with like weird films like Borat 2 coming out and things like that.
That's a great film.
Yeah, honestly, everyone should go listen to Alex and the bunch of us. We all gave it our thoughts on it and everything. And I think we're going to be doing a commentary of me watching Borat 1 and 2 at some point, because I'm sure I'll be easily offended by a lot of it. But
I couldn't handle
it's
it.
all in good fun.
I turned it off. It was too much.
You didn't even get to the fertility dance then. I do a little side project called Retro Trigger, where I talk about everything retro. As long as it came out more than 15 years ago, we'll talk about it. And I have special guests to come on and chat with me. Our latest episode is a two-parter. You can listen to part one with Trent Cuccarelli, I got his name right that time, of the Toy Power podcast and Lego Masters over here in Australia. And we talk about the Dino Riders cartoon. And then next month, we've got Dino Riders, the toys coming out. So that's something to be
new
all
ones.
excited. Yeah.
You've got new Dino Riders toys coming out.
Are they going to have those tiny little figures?
There are technically some new Dino Riders toys coming out, and we talk about that as well. And I've just, I'll be recording over the weekend for sometime next year, an interview with someone who competed in the WWE, and we'll be talking about the WWE Attitude Era. So that'll be fun. I've also got an idea for a Christmas special, where I might sit down with someone who's never seen the Star Wars Christmas special and watch it with them and then talk about it then.
We've just
if
had,
I can stomach it.
We just had We Are Robots coming to the chat, and he says a bit late. He wants to know what our GOTY was. It's actually called the GOATSY, the game of the shitty year. And who were our winners?
It was Animal Crossing, Miles Morales,
Hades,
and Maneater.
So we did one each.
The overall winner of the GOATSY, or the game of the shitty year, will be decided next show on our end of year spectacular. So head on over to bit.ly/hackthedino2020. Check out all our social medias, or click the link in the chat, and you can go there and vote for your game of the shitty year or the GOATSY. That's right. Who's going to get the Goatsy Award this year? We'll find out on our end of season spectacular next time.
And if anyone
All
says
votes will be counted. Every single vote will be counted.
Apart from the ones I don't like, I won't count them.
it's true.
The ones that go against my opinion won't be counted. So I'm going to win Presenter of the Year because I won the election. I won the election.